Shalom and good day. This is Tehillim29 back again for another DC and Indie comic review. And as you can see here, I have Action Comics issue 1089. So we're almost approaching 1090. And of course, TMNT Volume 3 issue 1. I'll now get things ready and organized for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So first things first with this cover. Does it in any way, shape, or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence, not so much, to which I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. And what's also happening story-wise with the characters. So, as the story begins, we have a bit of a situation happening around Clark Kent, around his home and also family, and also the person known as Captain Comet, and he's also noticing some red flags about this particular teacher. As we slowly draw towards the middle of the story, we of course see him doing some works as Superboy in the area of Smallville, until of course we have a bit of a conflict with Captain Comet, to which we have Captain Comic going to General Lane about the issue. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story, which is made up of comic references, time, location, and cast. First things first, did we get any comic book references that might relate to any of the previous comics that are important to this story? No, we didn't. Next is time, which is addressed as years ago. The location as to where this is taking place is in Smallville. And last but not least, the cast of characters consisting of Clark Kent Superboy, who would be Clark Kent Superman later on, of course Captain Comet, and last but not least General Lane. The overall rating is a 7 out of 10. So now it's time to move on to the indie review, which is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT Team Up, Volume 3, Issue 1. So starting off with first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It does, to which it gets a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we end up catching up with the Ninja Turtles working alongside with the Power Rangers as they take on both putties as well as Foot Clan members. As we draw towards the middle of the story, we do of course return to the area of Angel Grove and catch up with what's happening there. But we also learn as to who is in charge on the moon. And of course we have Zed as well as Shredder. And last but not least, we'll end off here with showing Splinter towards the end. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the story rating, which consists of time, location, and cast. For the area of time, we had 3 weeks earlier, and there was something at the beginning which was addressed as the end. Now, I don't know if that is like the end of time or something else. It wasn't really clear, and that's why I chose sort of not to add it. No doubt we might see the return of that location that is in this issue maybe towards the end, or maybe around mid to end of the story, to see how things move forward from there. Next is the location, to which we have North Dakota and Angel Grove, and of course the Moon Palace. Cast of characters consisting of the Ninja Turtles as well as the Power Rangers. We also had the Putties as well as the Foot Clan. We also had someone known as the War Bunny. We of course had Shred, Bebop and Rocksteady, and last but not least Splinter. But the overall rating for this is a 6 out of 10, as I'm a little bit unsure as to how this story is going to continue after this issue. Well, until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.